Something that all girls can agree on is the first few texts a guy sends her will make or break her decision about whether she wants to see him again. So guys, this is really important. You have to make these count. You can't just go bullshitting your way through this text thing and expect to get a good response. So I'm gonna show you a few examples of big texting fails to help you so you don't make the same mistakes. Hi, it's Nicole with the Attractive Man team, and in today's video, I'm gonna reveal to you how a girl actually wants you to text her and ask her out after you've gotten her number. I'm gonna cover the do's and don'ts of those first few texts you send a girl so you can make sure you don't send her running away and can get a date fast. To do this, I'm gonna show you some texts that I've received in real life and break them down for you based on the good and the bad. And then at the very end of this video, I'm gonna tell you the #1 way to ensure that you get the date that you want. So make sure you stick around for that. Okay, so the first types of texts you're gonna wanna avoid are the drunken late night text or the meaningless text. Now, these can be one and the same sometimes, or they can be separate, but the example I'm gonna show you is a guy who managed to combine them both. I'll let you read that real quick. So you'll note the timestamp of this. It was 4 in the morning that I received the letter M and an emoji. What does this mean? I have no idea. This was a waste of my time and it woke me up. So this was not endearing, and needless to say, I did not text him back. You're gonna want to avoid drunk text at the beginning of a texting conversation with a girl because it's gonna make you seem like you don't have self-control and like you maybe are a little immature. And also, a meaningless text is going to be a waste of your time and hers. If you're trying to gain her attention and you send her something that she doesn't understand or means absolutely nothing to her, she's gonna move on. Just avoid these, there's no reason for them. All right, so the second type of text you're gonna want to avoid is the kind that's gonna get you screenshotted and destroyed in a group text with her friends. This can include anything from really bad grammar and spelling to excessive emoji or meme usage. Unless you're 12, that's not okay. It can also include inappropriate text or unsolicited pictures. I should hope that you know you shouldn't send those things, but I still have to say it just to make sure. If your first text to a girl includes a bunch of spelling mistakes or a bunch of emojis, it doesn't matter if you've just told her she's the most beautiful human you've ever seen in your life. She's probably gonna think you're an idiot. That might be harsh, but it's true. There's just no reason for it. And if you're sending an inappropriate message, even if you spend a lot of time with this girl, it's just gonna kind of give the wrong vibe. You may come across as creepy. You just wanna avoid this. There's no reason for it. So I'm actually gonna show you an example of that.
If you ever are bored and want to send some pics, I'm your guy though. Winky face. Haha.
A little background on this is that I met this guy the night before and we had a great time together. We kind of flirted. We spent like 5 hours together actually. It was a good encounter. And the next day he asked if I could hang out and I couldn't, so that was his response, to just ask for pictures. I had a good time with him prior to this, but that really gave me a creepy vibe. It wasn't cool. I just met him yesterday. I don't know why he expected that this was okay. You just want to avoid messages like this. It's not a good idea. Following this text, which I will not include for the internet because I think there's a lot of rules against that, but he sent just a picture of his naked torso. And while it was a decent torso, I was completely turned off at this point. It's just not okay. I didn't ask for that. Just avoid these kinds of texts at all costs. Okay, so the third and final texting don't I'm gonna share with you is actually one of the biggest and most common mistakes that guys make while texting. It's the non-committal text. If you wanna see the biggest collective eye roll from a group of girls, ask them how they feel about the "we should hang out sometime" text. This basically translates to, I'm gonna make as little effort as possible to ever see you again, and isn't going to lead to a date unless the girl is desperate, in which case, hey, you might get lucky, good luck. Really, guys sometimes seem to have this idea in their head that if they set a date and time, that it's suddenly something serious, but no girl thinks this way. They're just gonna be thankful that you actually could make a decision, because a lot of guys can't seem to for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let's face it, there's always a chance that a girl just gave you her number to be nice. This happens from time to time. There's reasons why, I'm not sure. But if you are straightforward with your intentions on wanting to see this girl again, you're gonna weed out these wishy-washy people who are probably just gonna flake on you anyway, and that way you are not wasting your own time and you're not wasting theirs. By the way, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. We have new videos every week, so go ahead and click that bell icon as well, so you'll be notified of when those are released. Anyway, let's move on to the types of texts you should send a girl to make you stand out. These are really gonna help set you apart from anyone else you may be talking to and help you get a date. Now, the first kind of text you should definitely always include in those first few texting exchanges is a unique compliment. Now, don't get me wrong, girls love compliments. You can tell her she's pretty, you can tell her she's nice, you can say any great thing, but a lot of times they can come off as a little cookie cutter, like something you could say to anybody. So if you can put in a unique compliment that really lets her know that you paid attention to her, this is going to make you stand so high above anyone else she's talking to. This can be anything. I mean, think about if you had a conversation before you got her number, or something about her appearance, just something very specific to that girl is really going to be so endearing. I'm gonna show you a kind of funny example of that really quickly. I'll let you read that.
It was great meeting you yesterday. By the way, you have the cutest sneeze.
So to explain this text, I met this guy and we were having kind of a quick conversation, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It was going pretty well, and then I got the worst allergy attack. I'm telling you, I probably sneezed 20 times in 30 seconds. It was really embarrassing, and I thought for sure I blew it. I mean, I could not stop. Like, we had to end the conversation because I was just like red-eyed, puffy, just the whole thing. It was awful. So when I got this text from him the next day, I was so relieved, and it was so sweet that he kind of let me know that he didn't care that I looked like a crazy person, because no one is cute when they sneeze unless you are a baby panda. I mean, come on, seriously. It just wasn't cute, but this was really endearing. If you can pull something like that from a conversation or anything about this girl, she's gonna know that you paid attention to something other than her boobs during the conversation, and it's really gonna get you a long way. Okay, so the next thing that you should do in every text conversation is something I wish I could tell every single guy. You have to make actual plans to see the girl. Make actual plans for a date. Or if you happen to leave your balls at home that day and you can't call it a date, you still have to make plans. Let me show you a quick example of a guy who did a really good job just setting up a casual date with me.
Drinks tomorrow night or early evening Friday? Let's say Valentino's.
So this was great. Meeting for drinks, very straightforward. He gave me a couple of day options so I could fit it into my schedule. He even picked a place that was close to where I lived on my side of town, so that showed me that he was listening to our conversation. Girls just want a guy who is confident and sure of himself and able to make decisions. If you can set a day and time to meet her, you're already gonna be 10 steps above half the guys she probably talks to on Tinder or Bumble or whatever the youths use these days, I don't know. But seriously, just make plans with the girl. It's not that hard. It's really gonna set you apart. And if you make the plans, this really opens it up so that you are comfortable with the situation. You can pick a place that you like, that you have been to before, so you're not completely thrown out of your element, and you can really be your best self when you're on this date. All right, so I've covered a few things that you can do to really make yourself stand out, but now I'm gonna share with you the #1 way to make sure you can get a date. You're really gonna stand out with this. I showed you a couple of examples of guys who seemingly did everything right with texting good compliments, setting up dates, things like that, but they actually lost out to the one guy, the one who had the balls to actually call me. Yes, that's right. He picked up his phone and used it as it was intended and called me. This was so shocking to me, I almost dropped my phone. I'm not even kidding you. This is so rare that this happens, which is why it was such a surprise. Now, this conversation was not long. It was actually quick and straight to the point. He just said, hey, it was really great to meet you this week. I would like to take you out this week. Are you free? And of course I said yes. We set a time, that's not important, all of that. But this really displayed a level of confidence and courage that no guy I had talked to ever did. This was really impressive to me, and it's kind of nerve-wracking to be called, honestly. It really puts you on the spot. You have to be quick with your thoughts and feelings and ideas and all this. It really is nerve-wracking. But even if you hate talking on the phone or she hates talking on the phone, this is going to really make you stand out. It's gonna seem like you have your shit together, even if you don't. It's okay if she doesn't answer. She may not, maybe she's busy It doesn't mean she's not interested, and it's totally fine to leave a text afterwards and just tell her, hey, I was giving you a call to see if you wanted to hang out this week, or see if I could take you out this week, or any number of things to kind of get that flirting going. But calling a girl is absolutely the #1 way that's going to make you stand out above anyone else she may talk to. Getting a girl's number is just the first step, so I really hope you follow these tips and tricks and use them and go get yourself an awesome date. And if you want to know how to talk to a girl once you're actually on the date, we have created a free conversation cheat sheet that you can download where we cover everything you need to know and exactly what you need to say to keep a conversation going and spark a really good connection. We have everything from conversation starters to techniques to make sure you never run out of things to say, to fun games you can play to create a flirty vibe, and more. Make sure you click the link at the right side of the page so you can download it. You'll want to keep that handy. Oh, and if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And thanks for watching. Bye.